Hi and welcome on to the All Gunz Blazin podcast, coming to you today from the Tollington pub. If you're an Arsenal fan, you'd be well familiar with this pub. Right here on Hornsey Road, just a stone's throw away from Arsenal football ground. On match days, it's absolutely packed. I love coming here on a match day. DT, although you've drunk all your drink out, you couldn't wait.
I'm thirsty, man.
Right, but congratulations are in order because we won an award.
Yeah.
Best podcast at the Football Blogging Awards. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. So thank you very much to everybody who voted for us. That was fantastic to be acknowledged as the best podcast.
Yeah, good day all round when you think about it, because it happened when we was in Valencia.
Happened when we was in Valencia. What a fantastic day that was.
Yeah, that was a really good day.
You know what, I've got to say, that was one of the best away trips I've been in a while. You know what I mean? It was
fan-wise, the atmosphere was
unbelievable.
So good. Like,
not just fan-wise, the place was nice. The weather was nice.
I just meant that for the first time in a very long time, I felt something within the fans.
Yeah.
You know, for years we felt that kind of, but there weren't no downbeat negativity before the game. I know we were 3-1 up and we could kind of feel a little. But at the end of the day, there was no one.
We went 1-0 down as well.
Yeah, but everyone still kept going, and all everyone said to me was that was back home, watching on the telly, was all they could hear was us.
Yeah, we were brilliant. And, you know, it was a cracking atmosphere all round and a great result. And we're through to the final Europa League and a competition that we really, really, really need to win to get back into the Champions League. We're going to talk about the team and how the team's got on this season. We're going to talk about, we sort of did this before. I think it was around about January time when we was talking about who we should sell and who we should keep. I think it's very important that we discuss that now because we're at that stage of the season. Well, not quite because we're going to get the Europa League out of the way first.
But the transfer window's open, isn't it?
Yeah, but once that finishes...
Hi and welcome to... No, that time again. No,
but once the Europa League's over with, that's when players are going to be going out and coming in. So it's going to be really interesting to discuss that. Also, just before we get into that, we've teamed up again with 888 Sports. Remember we did that other one last time where they sort of raised a controversial issue. And they asked us to discuss.
Over the captains that had lifted the Premier League trophy.
And I remember I told you in that video about Jordan Henderson, where I said that I think he is an important player. He didn't get to lift the Premier League title, but you've seen his worth over the past few weeks. But this one, I know that you...
I haven't seen it. What have you done?
You're going to like this one, right? Because first of all, it's Expressions talking about it, a Tottenham fan. And he's talking about Mesut Ozil. I want you to watch this. Look at this.
Mesut Ozil is the worst player in the Premier League pound for pound. Because let's be serious, he's on a 350k contract or something. Bruv, he's bankrupt in Arsenal. You know them way there.
Quite controversial that it's Expressions talking about it. But what do you think? Do you think that he's got a point when he says that, you know, pound for pound?
Well, first of all, Expressions have got a cheek talking about trophies. He's a Tottenham fan. Secondly, listen, I'm not white. Listen, Liverpool. On that day, I'm telling you now, I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm wearing a full Liverpool kit. I'm going to sing "You'll Never Walk Alone." Right? I'm telling you, I am with them 100.
What if they win it though, man?
If they win it, I told you, I am getting in touch with Richard Branson and I am going to the moon. I am gone. I am out of here. I'm going to be on the drink. You might turn me back to drink. Do you know what I mean? No, I can't have it. So
listen to him in that video. Imagine if they win it.
Oh my God, he's unbearable now and they don't win nothing. So, but Troops has got it worse because that's his boy. So, you know what I mean? I don't need to worry about that. But he's got a cheek to talk about certain players when they're paying money for players like Janssen and Llorente and all these deadwood basic footballers at his club. But the biggest mercenary, shall we say, that's getting the biggest amount of money and it's the biggest waste is Alexis Sanchez.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's got to be Alexis.
£500,000 a week.
He's on about Ozil 350 grand a week. We know Ozil's not had the greatest of seasons, but there's still been games that he's contributed in and stuff like that. Alexis Sanchez, £500,000 a week.
One Premier League goal.
Nothing. One Premier League goal.
Same as Eddie Nketiah.
Yeah, has done. Wow.
And he's hardly played, and he scored on the final day against Burnley.
So I can't see how he can. That video, for me, that's him just hating on Arsenal.
Yeah, of course.
Because sorry, like you said, Vincent Janssen's another one. at his own club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Refused to leave. They're paying him like, you know, he must be he's one of their highest earners. And he's done, what has he done? He's not scored a goal, he's hardly played.
And then they brought him on for a couple of games. I remember when they were playing West Ham, I think it was, the one they lost at home. And they're bringing him on, hoping that he's going to score an equaliser. It's like, did you even know that he was at your club and he's wearing the number 9 shirt?
Exactly. He's got
Get out of here, man.
He's not Ozil. But listen, we'd like you guys to, you know, link for the description. The link's in the description, right? Go in there, watch that video, and I want you to comment on it, right? And tell us who you think has been the player that's been the pound for pound the worst. It's not, Alexis, for me, not Ozil. It's got to be Alexis.
Yeah, he's got less Premier League goals than Socrates.
Yeah. Jeez. Is it?
Yeah.
Socrates as well?
Come on, man.
Go on there and put expression straight, man. I don't know what this guy's talking about, man. But listen, brilliant, you know, brilliant end of the season. It was, you know, great win over Burnley.
Yeah.
Brilliant win in Valencia.
Yeah.
Why is it
too little, too late?
Is it because obviously the Valencia one, pressure was on, and what we said, that's fantastic because they went 1-0. Dangerous because if they would have got another goal and they kept it 2-0, they would have went through. Brilliant by Aubameyang, great hat trick. Then 2 more goals. Aubameyang as well, winning the Golden Boot.
Yeah, I called it. Told you he was going to do it. Then I said it in Singapore that he was going to win the Golden Boot. And the thing about the Burnley game, it was like the shackles were off. I know
pressure's no pressure.
No, do you know what? It's not so much that, but I know that Emery does, you know, set up very pragmatic sometimes, and it kind of, people feel that it kind of restricts us in a certain way because we're so rigid. But in that game against Burnley, because let's be honest, all we really had to play for was just keeping ahead of Manchester United. We weren't going to swing the 8 goals with Spurs and whatnot. So it was kind of like, just go out there and express yourself. And some of the football we played was really good.
Where's it been?
I know, but this is what I'm saying. Maybe there was too much restriction.
So you're saying the manager then?
No, I'm not saying the manager. I'm just saying that maybe sometimes...
Well, you are.
No.
I'm just saying, with the instructions,
I'm just saying that maybe sometimes they've just not got the right balance. There's the... You know, you've got to get the right balance between defend and attack. And I think that because we're so poor defensively, it's subconsciously always on our minds to really try and work hard defensively, that it may take away a little something from our attacking game. And it's about getting the right balance. And over the course of the season, away from home, we haven't. But let's be real about it. Our away form has not actually stopped us getting in the top 4. Crystal Palace and Brighton has stopped us getting in the top 4.
Yeah, they contributed. It is the away form. The away form's been
horrendous. The away form's a massive contribution. But what I'm saying is we have 2 games right there that we picked up 1 point out of 6. If you add those 5 points on, we're 3rd.
Yeah.
You know, even if we beat Crystal Palace, even if we beat Brighton, we're in the top 4. Because Spurs and Chelsea dropped points on the final day. We would have been in the top 4.
Yeah.
You know, and I see people saying, it's the penalty missed by Aubameyang. Shut up. If it wasn't for him...
No, but if he'd have scored that goal, we would have got in the top 4 as well.
And I've told you this as well. If my auntie had a dick, she would be my uncle.
Yeah, but then you...
I've said that.
Yeah, but how are you
going... No, but you're going so far back. You're going way, way back.
Yeah, when we've had... Back.
Yes, it was. It was time ago. We've had so many games to rectify the problems. The biggest problem as to why we are not in the top 4 is because of our defence. Not because of Aubameyang. If you take Aubameyang out of the side and his 22 Premier League goals, we'd be lucky to get in the top 6.
What about Emery? Does he take a lot of the blame for it? Because we can jump into it now, right? We're rating the season.
Yeah.
Emery, number 1. What would you give him out of 10?
At the moment, before the final, I'd say a 6. I'd say that he's improved us in some areas, like against the top 6 sides, we look better. More competitive, apart from Liverpool away. But at the same time, there's some games where I feel he's tinkered a bit too much. I feel he's got the formation maybe wrong, changed players a little bit too much.
He's been forced to tinker.
And I know, but there's been certain games as well where you just look and you think, why is he still persisting with this or that? Or it's a learning curve. At the end of the day, first season for Manchester City under Pep Guardiola, they finished 4th. I know they got ridiculous amounts of money, but even he had to adapt to the Premier League in his first season. The rest is history. Jurgen Klopp, his first season he took over within a couple of games, and they finished 8th. Then his first full season, they only just got back to the top 4 and everything. So it's taken him a few years to get to where they are. Mauricio Pochettino, I think he finished 5th or something in his first season at Spurs. And then it's still taken him years for them to, well, I wouldn't even say they're challenging in the Premier League. They're in and amongst everyone around about December, January, and then they bottle it and they just fall away. And they were lucky to get in the top 4 this year. So you've got to give Emery the benefit of the doubt in his first season. He will look at that and he will say, right, I know which players I want to keep. I know which areas I want to strengthen. I know what players I want to go. You know, everyone started with a clean slate. Everyone was given a fair crack at the whip. And he's going to now look at that and say, you're good enough, you're not good enough. I'm going to replace you. I think
I'm going to give Emery a 7. The reason being is that I think in the league he done okay, but failed horribly away. The one thing that really was very disappointing in Unai Emery is that I thought he was going to organise our defence. We're still not organised defensively. I'm sorry, I look at our defence, right, and even though people will turn around and say, oh, Mustafi's no good and this and that, listen, they're still better than a lot of other teams I've got.
It's the organisation.
The defence is not organised properly. The structure is still not organised right. It's too easy to score against us away from home. But then it's his first season going away to all these different places. So I'm hoping that next season he's going to know more what to expect when he goes to certain grounds.
We'll find out next year.
I'm going to give him the 7 because he was challenging for that top 4 place. Last year we were like miles off away. Miles. We had no chance of getting in.
But then I also think that we were possibly challenging because everyone else was shit.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm going to give him a 7 because he did get us to the Europa League final. I know we don't know what the outcome of that is yet.
If we win the final, what would you give him?
Right. If we win the final, I'll still give him a 7.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd give him a 9. I really would.
Actually, no, I'll give him an 8.
Because he would win our first European trophy since
94.
George Graham with the Cup Winners' Cup squad.
Yeah.
It's our first European game since 2006.
I'll give him. Actually, no. If he wins it, I'll give him an 8. But at the moment, I'll give him a 7 because I told you. I remember I told you this. You and Troops. I remember you having a go at me at the start of the season when I said to you, "This man's got no chance because they've given him no money." 50 million quid. You lot were going, oh, Robbie, don't be negative. I'm going, no, I'm not being negative, I'm being real. 50 million pound, when we looked at that team, was not enough to get, and he's had to battle with nothing, really. Yeah. And
key injuries as well.
And injuries to all key players. And, I think, when you consider that, but he's got to sort the defence out.
Yeah.
He's got to sort the defence out.
That's what needs rectifying, big time. And
Leno.
Superb.
Out of 10.
8. I think that he's made a couple of mistakes, which every goalkeeper in the Premier League has, even the likes of Alisson at Liverpool and whatnot. They've made mistakes. David De Gea, how many's he made this season? Goalkeepers make mistakes. I don't think there's ever been a goalkeeper that's ever had 38 perfect games in a Premier League season. First year here, learning the league, learning the physicality. Took David De Gea a year to get used to it. And the one problem that David De Gea struggled with at the beginning was crosses. Because of the physicality. Because in Spain and whatnot, that's a foul. In the Premier League, it's not. And I think Leno started to realise that. And he will only get better and better. But I see a goalkeeper here that's 26, 27 years old, something like that. We've got a goalkeeper for the good next 6, 7, 8 years.
And what I thought he was very good at is, which was vital to what Emery was trying to do, is playing the ball out of the back.
Yeah, it's so comfortable. So comfortable.
So, I rate Czech. Let's rate Czech as well. So I agree with you on that 8. I'll go with that 8 as well. Czech, obviously, only really played the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Europa League.
I think I gave him a 6 before. I said a 6. I think that
6.
Yeah.
What did he do wrong?
Right, because he hasn't played a lot of games. The very first,
no, but judge him off of what he's done.
I'm judging by what he's done. The first few games in the Premier League, he was all over the show. I remember the first game of the season where it was like playing a game of FIFA and the button sticks. And he went to kick the ball out and he nearly scored an own goal. Do you remember that? In the very first game when he nearly scored that own goal. Nearly kicked it into his own net.
Yeah.
Don't you remember that?
Yeah.
Even in the Europa League games, for as well as he's done in some of them, he's been ropey in some as well. I wouldn't give more than a 6 for Petr Cech.
Ah, come on, man.
No, I wouldn't. I'm not being harsh.
No. I give him an 8 as well.
What? what? You'll give Petr Cech the same as Leno.
I'm giving him, the reason why I'm giving him, I'm basing it off of the games he's played.
No. How can you give Petr Cech the exact same as Leno?
You got a bad memory.
No, you've got bad mind.
There's
absolutely no chance, yeah?
Bad mind.
Do you know what I mean? How is this guy trying to tell me that you're giving Petr Cech
because
the same
listen, I'm going to give you the logic.
No, there's no logic in your reasoning.
I'm going to give you the logic. Listen, right? I'm going to give you the logic, right? Based off of the games, he did not let us down in the FA Cup. He did not let us down
because we only played 2 games.
We weren't his fault, was it?
One of them was Blackpool.
He was consistent in those games. He was consistent in the Europa League. We're in the final. He's been very consistent. And I remember that game against Rennes. If it weren't for Petr Cech, it could have been worse.
Yeah, that's one
game.
There
was other games as well where he did brilliantly. And if you remember rightly, hold on. If you remember rightly, he started the season, and a lot of people say, "Oh, play Leno," but he was playing really, really well. As a matter of fact, hold on. The only reason that Leno actually then got his start in place and kept it is because Cech got injured. He had not let us down.
What game did he get injured in?
I can't remember which game it was, but it was about 4 or 5 games in.
Watford.
Right? But he was playing well. Am I right or wrong?
He was poor. His distribution was poor.
His distribution.
And you talk about
his distribution.
The thing is, you talk about the Europa League. Leno started the Europa League campaign.
We know about his distribution, right? And that there's been a weakness in his distribution. Well, you didn't mark down Leno when you was talking about his dealing with crosses, did you?
That's why he didn't get higher than an 8.
Right.
Leno's been exceptional. How you can put Petr Cech?
Because Cech has been consistent.
No.
He's been consistent.
No.
He's not let us down.
No.
He's not let us down.
Not.
You tell me a game that he made a howler in this season.
I can think of loads where he made howlers. He made loads.
No, tell me one.
He made loads. Even the Valencia game away from home, he stood there with his hand up, waiting for the offside for their second goal. And ball watching instead of actually playing to the whistle.
Did his howler lead to a goal?
Yes, they scored. I just told you it was the second goal. No, there you go.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
See, you change up things for you got your favourites.
No.
Because when it comes to Leno now,
says you. All right, we'll see what you give a
Iwobi. You just said it. You said,
we'll see. No, Leno has been.
The physical thing, but in Spain it's like that.
Hold on a minute. It's his first season at the club, and behave yourself,
has not done anything.
Behave yourself. Behave yourself.
You tell me in a game the mistakes that Cech has made. Right, you pointed to one.
And then we go to the Man City one.
Hold on. We pointed to one. No, that didn't lead to a goal.
It nearly did. He scored an own goal.
It didn't lead to a goal.
Like pressing button B on FIFA.
It didn't lead to a goal. And as you just said, every keeper, what you just said. Every keeper, no keeper's perfect.
There's no way that Petr Cech is getting the same markings as Leno.
I'm giving him an 8 because I'm judging it off of the game.
You give him an 8.
I'm judging it off of the games.
Let's put this one to the vote then, because this is. Let's put this to a vote.
I'm judging it off of the games he played, and he was consistent.
All right, let's put it to a vote.
He's been consistent.
Let's put it to a vote.
His kicking needs to be better.
Why don't we ask everyone that's in the room?
Made vital saves in the Europa League, and I'm sticking to that, right? So,
Tal, do you think that Leno should have the same marking as? Cech should have the same marking as Leno?
He didn't got us to the European final.
No. Don't sit there because he's your boss.
There you go.
Just because he's your boss. And you're like, I might get my trip to Baku cancelled. I better be nice.
Switch it on the man. You're trying to put hate.
Lewis, what do you reckon? You reckon Cech should get the same marking as Leno this season? No. Troops, do you reckon that Cech should have the same ratings as Leno?
Based off of the games played.
There you go.
That's my opinion.
Well, there you go. There's your opinion.
I do things. I look at things real.
See?
I look at things real.
No, well,
you're just looking on it.
But this is the thing.
What it is with you is like when somebody gets a brand new shiny car or something. I mean, all of a sudden that's the best. Leno's been brilliant. Leno's been played brilliant for his first season. Deserves an 8. Cech, based off of the games that he's played this season, deserves an 8 because he's been consistently good in games. He's not let us down. At the start of the season, he only lost his place because he got injured.
Great.
His playing out of the back is not the greatest, but just like Leno has not been great.
Well, at the moment, it's 3-2.
Has not been great, as you said, with physicality.
Brennan.
Anyway, let's move on to...
Brennan, would you give Cech the same rating as Leno for the season?
You're trying hard, aren't you?
Nah, he's right. It should be Cech 7, Leno 8. Yeah. That's fair.
See?
Troops is saying Cech's
4-2. 4-2.
I'm saying the man's been consistent, right?
It's all right, man.
I'm saying the man's been consistent. Anyway, let's go on.
Bellerin. I'm not going to mark him.
Why not?
Because I just don't think that it'd be fair because he's missed so much of the season.
You judge it off of the games he played.
Well, no, because it wouldn't be a fair reflection.
You judge it off of the games he played.
I'll go down the middle, which is 5. I'll go down the middle.
5?
Yes, because he's hardly played this season.
No, you judge
he's injured.
In the games that he played really well.
But I'm not marking him. I don't want to mark him because I think it's unfair. The same with Welbeck and the same with Rob Holding. I'm sorry.
Unfair.
They've missed mostly all of the season.
Judge it off of the games they played.
I'm sorry, you give him a marking. I'm not doing it.
I'm giving him an 8. I thought Bellerin was playing really... He was having his best season for ages.
Well, I'm not marking him.
Until when he got injured.
Well, I'm not marking him. I think it's disrespectful.
Hate again.
It's not hate. It's just the fact that I don't feel it's right because they have hardly played this season.
It's
not fair on them.
How many games did he play? Let me see if I can find.
I mean, it's not hard. It's not.
Ain't like he didn't play any game.
No, I'm not saying he didn't, but he's missed like a good 5 months or so.
He played. His last game was in January.
That's what I mean.
So what about all the games up till then? What do you mean you only judge it off of
and
what he played?
And he had an injury. He was out for a month before the injury. He only
judge
played one game
him off of what he played.
No, I told you, I'm not marking him.
God, man, serious. I'm giving him an 8. I thought he was brilliant. Yeah. He was having his best season for ages, and it was really unfortunate that he got injured. Socrates.
8. Best defender here. First season. The only part of his game that really annoys me and he needs to cut out is the yellow cards.
I'll give him a 7.
There's a surprise.
I think he's been very good. He's been solid. He's been possibly our best defender. No, I think Koscielny's probably been better than him, but he's been solid. But the only thing with him is, like you said, sometimes he's a bit too rash. He has made mistakes in a few games, and too many yellow cards. We knew that he's a very combative player, but I think he'll learn from that for next season and get better.
Yeah.
But I've been happy with him. I think he's been an excellent signing.
Yeah.
Lauren Koscielny.
7.
Are you marking, man? He was injured for a load of the season as well.
No, he's played the majority and going up to now. And I think he's come back well. There's been some ropey matches in recent weeks as well.
He retired him, didn't he, when he came?
Yeah, he's done well.
He's done well.
What do you want? What do you want, a Blue Peter badge? All right, let me just get you that Blue Peter badge, bro.
Yeah, I think 7's fair, to be honest.
I think that's a fair reflection.
I think since he's come back, he's been played very well as well.
I was thinking between 6 and 7. I wasn't
vital for us in the final. Yeah, 7. I'll give him 7. Lichtsteiner.
3. I felt he started the season well. I felt that pre-season he was going to push Bellerin all the way. I thought that
play Lichtsteiner.
Well, no, because a lot of people did.
What are you playing Bellerin for?
A lot of people did.
Remember what at the time?
I remember when Bellerin got twisted by Hudson-Odoi in Ireland, and
what?
And Lichtsteiner was playing well in pre-season and that. So I go based off performance there and then, and he was justifying himself. I remember the first game of the season, Lichtsteiner came on a sub, covered in left back, and he was one of our best players. And then all of a sudden he turned to shit.
Apart from the Hudson-Odoi game in Ireland,
Bellerin
had a good pre-season. No, he didn't. He had a good pre-season.
We're not even going on about Bellerin. We're going to Lichtsteiner. I'll give him a 3. I'll give him a 3. What are you giving him?
Bellerin was having a good season.
You're giving him a 3. You're going to turn me to alcohol. Seriously.
You was calling for Lichtsteiner to come in.
Yeah, so what? So was a lot of people.
I was telling you at the time.
So was a lot of people.
Why you want to take him out, put Bellerin out when he's playing well?
Oh my dear God.
Lichtsteiner, I agree with you. I don't know. I think you're being a bit generous with the 3. I think he's been worse than that. I'll give him a 2.
All right, well,
I think he's been very, very poor. It's not. At the start of the season, I was all for the Lichtsteiner signing because I thought he'll bring a lot of experience. He'll push Bellerin. Looks like he only pushed Bellerin by talking to him, but on the pitch, he was poor.
He tweets well.
Yeah, well, he's not in the team to tweet. Rob Holding.
Not marking him. Told you.
You're not marking him.
He's been injured for the majority of the season. It ain't fair. But before that, he was brilliant.
He was playing up until December, and
he was brilliant.
Well. Judge him off the games he played.
No.
What's the matter with you?
I'm not marking him, man.
What's it? You can't bring him up.
No, man. I'm not marking him.
This guy's a... What's the matter with you?
I don't want to mark him because he's had a long-term injury.
Going to give Rob Holding at 8. I thought he was having a brilliant season.
Look, even Claude's looking at you like you're smoking weed.
Up until him getting injured, he was having a brilliant season. He was. He was absolutely key to us playing the ball out of the back. And as soon as he went out of the team, look how many goals we started conceding.
I know, but I'm not marking him.
I'm giving him an 8.
I'm not marking him.
Nacho Monreal.
6.
He missed a lot of the season as well.
No, he ain't.
Injury.
Not long term. He's had bits and stits and starts and whatever, but I don't think he's been consistent enough. I think that we should be selling him.
Yeah, I think
we should be moving him on.
6, I agree with. Mustafi.
Not as bad as what some people may think, but I'll give him a 4. I think he can do. There was a few games where he looks really good. Like last 2 weeks, he's done all right. Hasn't put his foot wrong. But then there's too many errors. You think of Crystal Palace and things like that. There's too many. It's not just one.
I'll give him 5.
I think you're being generous.
5. I think like what you said, there's been some games he's been absolutely terrible in. Then there's other games, like at the start of the season, he was doing well, he was playing well, he was getting, he was, especially when it came to dealing with crosses and clearances and that, he was a vital player, but then he just, right in that vital part of the season, he fell off. He's recovered towards the end of the season, but...
Yeah, but hopefully that's the last time we see him.
Carl Jenkinson.
1. What? Do you want to give him more? Because he's got Arsenal posters on his bedroom wall.
Mind you, he played less games probably than Bellerin. And you're giving him a 1.
Well, you put him there.
Right? No, but I'm just saying, going off of your logic. But
no. Logic is because they were injured and it's respectful.
I'll give him a 3. Because there were some games in the FA Cup that he played, he did all right.
Some games in the FA Cup, you mean Blackpool?
He did all right. Mavropanos.
1. Hardly played him. Hardly played.
He hardly played.
Can't really mark him.
3 as well. 3 as well. He played only a few games, looked a bit ropey in those games as well. Kolasinac.
6. I think attack-wise, he can get in all the right areas, but I don't know what's happened to his crossing. When we signed him from the Bundesliga, he was in the team of the year ahead of Alaba. He had the most assists from left wing-back, and I thought, wow, we're finally getting a guy that can cross a ball. Now he either hits the first man or he hits the guy that's in the east stand. It's either one or the other. He doesn't seem to find the middle ground, and he gets in so many good positions. Like I told you, it's like an Iwobi. Does everything right up to the final delivery, and then panics.
I agree with a 6. I think he's had some really good moments in the season. Still got to work on his defending. Defending needs to improve. Mohamed El Neni.
3. Not really had a lot of time when he has played. I think his best game of the season was against Burnley, but that was a fitting farewell to his career at Arsenal. Nice guy. Mohamed El sideways. And that's it.
Got to agree with that, I think. Henrik Mkhitaryan.
3. No, I'll give him a 4 actually, because he had a couple of assists.
He had a period where he was playing really well. When he just came back after his injury, he was playing really well. Then he's dipped again.
Yeah.
I'll give him a 4.
Yeah, I'll go 4 then.
But for a player of his ability,
still got a better deal out of him and Alexis.
We have just about. But for a player of his ability, he's not shown enough.
No, not for the.
Aaron Ramsey.
7. I think that he's had a very good second half to the season. I don't think he was as much in Unai Emery's plans at the beginning. He was very much a substitute. And then he kind of forced his way into Emery's plans. And then it's just really, really gutting that he got injured when he did. Because I think if he never got injured, we'd have made top 4.
I'll give him an 8. I think he's been one of our best players this season. He's been consistent. He's scored that goal he scored against Tottenham, important goals. When he's been in the team, we've been a lot better. Since he's been out of the team, you've seen the dip. Yeah. Like you said, we would have probably made the top 4 if he was still in there.
Yeah.
Huge mistake to be selling him. I give him an 8.
Well, we're not even selling him, we're losing him.
Mesut Ozil.
5.
I'll give him a 4. I don't think he's had a good season.
He's still created
below average.
He's still created more clear-cut chances than any other player in the team. But what do you mean so?
Clear-cut chances.
Do you want me to spell out what clear-cut chances are?
He's been poor this season.
I'm not denying.
Unai Emery weren't even playing him half of the time.
I'm not denying.
Unai Emery at the start of the season.
Yes, I know that. But what I'm saying is,
I'm not playing him. It's like even up to now, it's like you don't want to play him away from.
How can you give him the same markings as Mustafi and that?
Because my expectations of this guy is high. When I think of the ability that he has, and I don't see it enough, and then Unai Emery won't even play him a lot of times in games away from home because he brings nothing.
5.
And he's one of your talisman players. For me, I'll give him a 4.
5.
Lucas Torreira.
7. I think he had a good start to the season, to the point where everyone was talking about him being the signing of the summer. And then what normally happens with players in their first season is they don't get that Christmas break that they're used to. They find it a little bit more difficult and they start to tire a little bit.
So.
Oh, behave yourself,
man.
So
sad. We didn't get a Christmas.
But he then came along month or so, he started to find a little bit more of his old self again. Had that enforced break, shall we say, after wrongly getting sent off against Spurs. And he had that enforced break. So it kind of gave him...
Yeah, I agree with that.
First season as well, 22 years old.
I think he's played well. On the whole, I think he's had a successful season. Good signing. Yeah. Ainsley Maitland-Niles.
6. Don't think he's really taken his opportunity in Bellerin's position with both hands. There's a couple of games where he plays really well, and there's a couple of games where he's really poor. And I just feel that you have a massive opportunity to stake a first team place for Arsenal Football Club. And he just hasn't done it on a consistent basis to say, yeah, he can take Bellerin's place. It's between those two. We should not go out and buy anyone on that right-hand side. When you look at games like when we played Crystal Palace and you saw the quality of Wan-Bissaka, that's the level we need. Sorry.
Wan-Bissaka has been playing longer in the first team.
Yes, but he also is someone that's a midfielder. Started out as a midfielder, was told by Crystal Palace, you're going to go at right back, and he was like, what the hell is going on here? I don't want to play here. This is not my position. Asked Roy Hodgson to go out on loan so he didn't have to play right back anymore for the under-23s at Crystal Palace. Then all of a sudden, Palace had a crippling injury crisis. He found himself in the first team squad, and he was like, you know what? This is an opportunity for me right now. Instead of me moaning about it, let's go take it with both hands.
I don't think Maitland-Niles has moaned about it. I think
no, not moaned about it, but just doesn't look like he's taking it with both hands.
I think 6 is a fair. I think there's been some games where he's played really, really well.
Yeah, Man United at home.
I think then there's some games where he's been a bit sloppy. He's still learning the position, but I think on the whole, when you think about how long Bellerin was out, he's done a good job. When you think that it should really be Lichtsteiner doing this thing, and he's had to step into the breach, and I think he's done well.
6 is a fair reflection.
6 is all right. Dennis Suarez.
0.
He's a person that ain't played hardly any game. Who literally ain't played.
He ain't started a single game.
Yeah, that was a total waste. That was the worst loan signing since Kim Kallstrom.
At least Kim Kallstrom helped us win a trophy.
Actually, Kim Kallstrom scored a vital goal.
Yeah, in the penalty shootout. So he actually contributed, despite him having a broken back.
Matteo Guendouzi.
6. I think he started off really well, and then he kind of petered out over the last couple of months. Again, young lad. But what he's done in the last, this season, shall we say, can't be underestimated. Where he's came from, no one expected him to play as many games as he does. He started off really well, but there's a lot of games where you can see his naivety, the immaturity, the pace and the power of the Premier League. It's kind of caught up on him a little bit, but he's a kid.
I'm giving him a 7.
Well, I think you're stupid.
For his first season at 19, number one, to have played so many games and to look so comfortable in the team. Yes, you're right. There's been some games where, but he's learning. He's learning his trade, and I think he's been brilliant. We've unearthed a gem. I just look at this guy and I think in 2 years' time, when he learns the Premier League properly, the physicality of it and stuff, and I like his fighting attitude as well, man. Some of the fighting attitude that he shows in that team, I'd like to see Ozil and them guys showing that. 7. Granit Xhaka.
Oh, here we go. 6. I think he's been really improved this season. Still makes silly mistakes. But overall, I think that this season, especially when he hasn't been in the side, he's been more missed on certain occasions. And I think even some of the fans have realised that. If he could cut that side of his game out, then we wouldn't have any issues.
I agree with you. I think a 6. There was one period of the season I was thinking, boy, this guy's he's showing me the real Granit Xhaka. And then he started to show me the real Granit Xhaka by making loads of mistakes. He makes too many mistakes, too slow on the ball, but his passing was good. His physicality in games was very important to Arsenal.
Leadership.
They were a better team with him in the team. 6, but I still want more from him.
Yeah,
6.
of course.
Alexander Lacazette.
Player of the season, 9. By a million miles.
Yeah, I've got to agree
I'd
with
be
that.
so tempted to give him the captain's armband.
Yeah, I think
if we have to give him the captain's armband to keep Barcelona away from him, as well.
Well, I think the Barcelona thing's...
Listen, I'm telling you now, I'll go to Barcelona
It's the Atletico
myself.
Madrid you need to worry about. They're
Listen, and them as well. See Simeone, yeah? And that big lump that sits on the sideline with him. I don't care how big them man are. I'm sending you to deal with him. Because he's a big I'll let you deal with him. Do you know what I mean? But no, Alexandre Lacazette is not going anywhere.
No,
do you know
I think so.
Can you imagine how the Spanish would receive him? They would. He knows, man. He wouldn't get the same reception. There ain't the Spanish troops. Come on now, there isn't, is there? Hola, like a blood clot. No, it just doesn't. No. Look at the way he was in the last game against Burnley. When he was warming up. I watched him and the fans were singing his name.
Fans love him.
And he had the biggest smile on his face. He genuinely looked so happy to be at this club.
Absolute 9 for Lacazette because, and when you consider that last season he had a poor season. Yeah. And remember, Wenger was like, he didn't want to play him.
I know.
And the way in which he's shown his worth. I mean, he's an essential player to this team. I think 9 is, Aubameyang.
Golden Boot winner, 8. I know he's got less goals than Lacazette, but...
No, more goals than Lacazette.
I mean, he's got more goals than Lacazette, sorry. But I just feel the all-round contribution to Lacazette cannot be underestimated.
Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons why Aubameyang's playing so well is because of Lacazette and the way he brings him into the game. But you cannot underestimate the season that Aubameyang has had. Sorry.
It's weird because...
What is he? 31 goals in all competition?
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, right? Because I have to give him a 9 as well. I mean, I do think Lacazette's a player of the season. We brought Aubameyang in to score goals, and he scored them. First player since Robin van Persie to get 20 goals in the Premier League.
Don't ever swear at me again.
But he is. Yeah. And the guy he scores goals.
I know.
And that's what we bought him for, and we've not had a goal scoring activity.
And what did I say to you
Golden
after
Boot
Burnley?
winner.
What did I say to you after Burnley? There's fans out there that have actually said to sell him.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
You are idiotic and brain dead if you want to sell him.
The Golden Boot winner in let's have it, an average team.
There's somebody that even said to sell him and keep Iwobi.
Who said that? Right, let's get into Iwobi.
5. I think Iwobi's brilliant up until the final third. And then you may as well have just put Kelechi on the pitch. Because I reckon their end product would be just the same.
That's harsh.
You need to spit your beer out.
Kelechi did.
It is. I'm being serious.
I'm going to give him a 6.
You would?
No, because he's improved, man. He's, in comparison to last season, where I think most people would have liked to have seen him sold.
Do you not?
I think that he's had a good season. Yes,
the end product,
the
Robbie.
end product is lacking, but he's not had an average season. He's had a better than average season. 5 is average. He's had a better than average season. Right. I want to see end product, but he's had some good moments.
All right, let me answer you.
He's been a very important player.
Let me ask you
in
a question.
the team. I want to see more from him.
Let me ask you a question. Yeah, if Arsenal were given the opportunity of money and Iwobi for Wilfried Zaha, would you do the deal?
Of course I would. I've been telling you, how long I've been telling you about Zaha?
I'm just saying.
You've been telling me Zaha.
Let's give, let's give Crystal Palace £35 million, say, Alex Iwobi, Kelechi, right? Because you
leave Kelechi alone.
No, because you think about it, he's already a super eagle with Nigeria, so now he can be a super eagle with Crystal Palace. Job done, innit? They come as a package, didn't they?
He's not on the same level as a Wilfried Zaha. We know Wilfried Zaha is one of the best around in the Premier League, but
5.
He has been better than average this season. He has improved a lot from last season.
5.
I'll give him a 6. Welbeck.
Not marking him.
You're not going to mark him. I'm going to mark him based up until when he played his last game, which is in November. And I'm going to give him, I think he was playing brilliantly. Again, there's another player who's been a massive miss. I'd give him, based on the games that he played, 7. Right, you know what? We're going to have a quick run through.
He's coming back for the final.
We're going to have a quick run through and we're going to talk. I'm going to write it down here.
Here he goes.
I'm going to do a list for you.
I'm surprised he hasn't got a fountain pen.
And I'm going to do a list for me.
Do you know what I mean? You know, one of his little personalised Parker fountain pens.
Players that are going to go, players we keep, players we get rid of.
You got free pens off the over 50s plan, didn't you?
At least I know how to write.
You see the adverts? You know when they're like, sign up, get one of these free Parker pens.
Did you use a pen at school then?
My handwriting's better than yours.
I forgot you got excluded.
My handwriting's better than yours.
Excluded.
Do you want to check the handwriting?
Right, anyway, listen, let's run through the list.
All right, we'll check handwriting in a minute and we'll put it to the text. Let me write a couple of the names down.
Oh man, I'm doing this thing.
Let me do
this thing.
Who's that? That looks like Cesc Fabregas. Who's
Check.
that? Oh, your handwriting's dodgy. You must have went to Leland's.
Players that we keep and players that are going. Check. We know he's going, right?
Why have you put my name there?
Because we're doing two lists.
I thought you was putting me in the team.
We're doing two lists.
All right, cool.
So Leno, keep.
What? You've got Check, not
Check.
Leno. You just said Leno.
These are players that are going.
Oh, all right. So Check's going. Yeah.
So
Leno,
keep. Yeah.
All day. Keep.
Bellerin.
Keep.
Socrates.
Keep.
Koscielny.
Keep.
I agree. Lichtsteiner.
Put in a bin. Can you draw a bin emoji?
I agree. Holding.
Keep.
Monreal.
Sell him.
Yeah, I agree.
Is that what you do in your board meetings?
No, I agree. I think we need to move on from Monreal now. He's been, don't get me wrong, he's been brilliant for Arsenal, but I just want to see, we need pace down that left-hand side now. Pacey winger, really top left back.
Tierney at Celtic.
Mustafi.
Do you even need to ask me that? I will drive him to where he's going. I will give him a lift.
People said that about Iwobi last year.
No, I'll leave him in Baku.
I think it's time to move on from Mustafi as well. Jenkinson.
In the bin. Leave him with his pictures on the wall.
Stop being so harsh, man.
Sorry.
See, that's it. You know what I mean? You keep going on about, pictures on the wall and that. And then when...
I got pictures on my wall. I don't get 62 grand a week.
Yeah, but when these guys don't show any loyalty and things like that, you'll be the first one on their case.
Listen,
at least the guy loves the club.
Bruv.
Ain't worked out for him, but he loves the club.
Bruv, he's the only fan I know that earns more money from Arsenal than you.
He chatting some shit, man. We're wrapping us.
I'd give him one more chance. I'd give him one more year because he's been very unlucky with injuries this year. And when he broke onto the scene the year before. Loan's a good idea. That's keeping him though, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're still keeping him.
Kolasinac.
I'd keep him.
So would I.
Because he's got a good age to him and he's got resale value and everything else as well.
El Neni.
Sorry, bye-bye.
Agree. Mkhitaryan.
Bye-bye.
I was all for keeping Mkhitaryan, but he's really disappointed me. I think, it's time to move on from Mickey. Ramsey, we know, is going.
Yeah.
Ozil.
He's staying. You ain't got no choice in the matter.
No, it's up to you. Forget.
No, I'm gonna keep him. I'm gonna keep him.
Why?
Because I want to. I still ain't got one of his
I
shirts.
love you, Ozil, so I'm going to keep you.
I still haven't got one. He's one of the only players that ain't got a shirt yet.
Off he goes, man. Ozil, sorry, he's been here now for how many years? He's not going to get any better.
Who are you going to sell him to?
No, it's not.
No. Add some reasoning behind your thought process here. Who are you going to sell him to that's going to take his wage and his age?
Are you going to sell Jenkinson to who's going to take his wage? Are you going to sell... Yeah, I mean...
Listen, Jenkinson...
You didn't ask some questions on the other
Hold on a
ones,
minute. No, because they're very easy to answer. Cole Jenkinson, right? You can go and sign him up for AFTV, a.f.c. because he's about your level, right?
Well, AFTV, a.f.c. are going to pay 70 grand a week.
Well, I don't know.
You see, you don't apply the same logic.
62. Tell him to take a wage cut.
Yeah, we'll tell Ozil to take a wage cut.
Tell
Ozil to take a wage
cut.
No. How are you going to sell Mickey?
How are you even putting Ozil and him in the same category?
All right, Mkhitaryan, you was quick to go, sell him.
Because he's in the bin.
What?
So what did you say?
Who's going to take him?
What did you say?
Who's going to take him? I said sell him.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm saying, you're basing it off of no one will take him.
No, someone in China will take Mkhitaryan.
Mkhitaryan's on 200. Someone in China will take Ozil.
No, they won't.
Someone in China will take Ozil.
Ozil's got dogs.
You see, the thing is about
Ozil's
you.
got
The
dogs,
thing is
so
about
he won't
you.
move to China.
All the
Like Alexis, they won't move to China.
The favouritism always comes
There ain't
out.
no favouritism.
You know, in your hearts of heart. Let me ask you a question. Is Mesut Ozil going to get any better than what he is now?
But he still improves the side when he does play.
Is he going to be any better than what we've seen over the years?
But he still improves the side when he plays.
It's time. I'd love Mesut Ozil as a player.
You was about to use Claude's
but
line,
I feel I ain't gonna say time to go. I'm saying time to move on from Mesut Ozil.
It's time to move on.
He's had a lot of years here now, and I want to see somebody younger, hungrier come in and play that role, do that role now. I'm sorry, Ozil's time is up now.
James Maddison.
No, I want better than Maddison. Maddison's a good up and coming player. There's better, man. There's Nabil Fekir. There's
this team called Madison.
This guy's out there.
Jump from Madison.
You're spreading joke on it, right? Right. Torreira.
Flops. You already got what? Keeping him.
Torreira keep. Yep. Maitland-Niles.
Yeah, keep him.
Denis Suarez. I think that's unanimous. He's going back.
Yeah, he's already gone.
But
we signed the wrong Suarez. We should have given him £1.
Guendouzi.
Yeah, keep him.
Xhaka.
Yeah, keep him.
I think time to go as well. I'm having Xhaka gone as well. I think, again, it's been here 4th season.
Look at this hand roll over there.
In 4 seasons, what has he done?
He's putting me off.
In 4 seasons.
Excuse me. Excuse me. I don't interrupt in your show when you was getting kung food. Yeah? Wait till the video comes out, yeah? Or you lot watch, right? If this video comes out before that, watch what happens to him in the kung fu when he gets Mr. Miyagi'd. Wow! Watch what happens to him. Do you know what I mean? I see more flexibility in my grandma.
Hold on. Justify. Change my opinion on why I should keep Xhaka.
Because he's done well. He's done well this season. He has. He's winning our top 5 best players this season.
Xhaka, my thing is here, I want to...
He is.
Is Xhaka going to push us forward into the...
He's a good player to have in the squad. He's a good player to have in the squad as well. He is.
Can we not do better than Xhaka though?
Yeah, but I'm not saying that he's going to be first choice. I'm saying we can add to that. He's a good player to have there. Of course he is.
I think his time's up. That's my opinion, but
there you go.
Everybody will give their opinions. Lacazette.
Oh, keeping him all day.
Aubameyang.
I'll tell him. No chance.
Iwobi.
I'd get rid.
Yeah?
I would now. I think he's had long enough. He's not a kid anymore. He's 23 years old. He's the same age as Leroy Sané. And he struggles to get into Man City side. Where would Iwobi be struggling? He wouldn't get into Man City, I don't know, under 23s.
Listen, I think he's done...
I think he's improved.
I think
don't get me wrong, he has improved.
I keep it. I'm not sure he'd be my starting player. He's
well, that's the same principle as Xhaka.
No, but Xhaka, no. Xhaka I'd replace.
Nah, man.
Right? And Welbeck, we know he's going.
He's going anyway.
Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 players you'd be getting rid of, and I'll be getting rid of more. I think I'll be getting rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 players. So that's a lot of players. We know we're not going to get rid of. And then actually, there's one other player, Chambers. Callum Chambers is going to be coming back from loan.
Do you know what? If you speak to Fulham fans, they highly rate him. Like, he's had an exceptionally good season.
Not as a defender, though.
No, more in that defensive midfield. But I think that if we can get a good price for him, given the season he's had, then I think it's time for him to move on.
Yeah, I think as well.
Then you look at it, right? Look at this, right? Czech, he's gone anyway, so we don't need to worry about that. Lichtsteiner's contract's up, so he's gone anyway.
Ramsey.
Suarez has been sent back to Barcelona. Ramsey's gone. So that leaves one. Welbeck's gone. So out of mine, that leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players.
I think realistically, we all going through that, but I think realistically, looking through that list, the players that are going to go is, like you said, Czech, Lichtsteiner, Ramsey, Suarez, Welbeck, we know are going to go. Mm-hmm. I think Mustafi's going to go. Looks like they're going to move him out.
Yeah. Jenkinson as well.
There's rumours that Mkhitaryan could go to Inter. So Jenkinson, I don't know. Are they gonna? He's got 1 year left on his contract. I think they're going to find it very hard to move him out.
Maybe buy it out.
Going to find it very hard to move him on.
Buy it out. I heard that.
I don't think they'll get rid of Monreal either.
I heard that AC Milan are going for Mustafi.
Yeah, there's teams in for Mustafi. I think
if AC Milan buy Mustafi, then I'll say it on camera right now to Ivan Gazidis, all is forgiven. I forgive you if you take him off our hands.
And El Neni, I think, will go as well.
I think there'll be a few people.
So that's going to be quite a lot of wages freed up, and we need to. There's a lot of players we need to buy. I'm not going to go into that because we'll do that on another podcast.
Yeah, of course.
But we will. After the Europa League, we'll do that. We'll talk about players moving out. Those players we've discussed who are moving out. We'll talk about who's going to come in. So we'd love to hear from you guys. Do you agree with us on the ratings? Do you agree with who should we keep and who we should sell? And also, what did you make of that video we played earlier on from 888? Remember, he's still in the link in the description. Do you agree with the thoughts on Ozil? For me, I disagree with that. He's not the worst. And do you think we should keep or sell Ozil? I think he's the most contentious one of the whole lot. On his day, we know, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
But how many of those days does he have? That's what, the question is. Big up the award-winning DT from the award-winning podcast.
Does that mean I get a pay rise?
No, right? And thanks for watching the podcast today. Don't forget to subscribe to AFTV. And we've got some exciting stuff coming up for you over the summer. And of course, don't forget, a couple of weeks, Baku. That's where we'll be. We'll be in Baku. We'll be talking a lot more about that on next week's podcast as well.
Big shout out to UEFA for putting us in such a wonderful location that's easy to get to. Fools. £1,200 for a flight, yeah? Don't even get me started. That would be for the next podcast.
Next week.
And I've got to do that.
Keep it for next week.
I've got to do that times 2. I'm fuming about it.
Keep it for next week.
Yeah, we'll keep that one for next week.